Hello students, welcome to the Fun Known. Today, let us understand more deeper things in fractions. We'll understand another type of fraction which is known as like and unlike fraction. So, what is like fraction? If two or more fraction whose denominators are same is called as like fraction. Means understand students, any fraction, two or more, whichever fraction is there, but if all the fraction has denominator same, as you can see in example, all the fractions are there, but all the fractions have some similarities, that all the fractions denominator is same. All the fraction has denominator 5. So that's why it is known as like fraction. Let us understand another type of fraction, students, which is known as unlike fraction. What is unlike fraction? It will be opposite to the like one, right? Yes. If two or more fraction whose denominators are not same, means the fraction whose denominator is not same, it will be known as unlike fraction. Can you see over here 15, 25, 51? No, not same the denominator. That's why this whole fraction will be known as unlike fraction. Here have a look. No, all the denominators are not same. That's why it is known as unlike fraction. Students, you just have to look to denominator for confusing or for just a task. Here, the example number 1 contains all 1 in numerator, but student, as per our definition of unlike fraction, we don't have to see the numerator, we just have to see the denominator. So whatever the value will be in numerator, don't look at this value, just look at denominator, and if the denominators are like, it will be known as like fraction. If the denominator is unlike, it will be known as unlike fraction. Just have a look to the denominator, don't see the numerator in this part. Okay, now students, conversion of unlike to like. This is very interesting part, how we will convert an unlike fraction to a like fraction. Follow the steps. First, make sure that fraction is in simple form. If not, then convert it. Means you just have to make sure that whatever the fraction is, it should be in simple form. And if the fraction is not in simple form, you can convert it. Means if it is a whole number, then you know na how to convert whole number into normal fraction, like that. You just have to convert it. Then second step is take LCM of denominator of all the fraction. Means whichever, like how many fractions are there, 2, 3, 4, how many, whichever fractions are present over there, you just have to take LCM of denominator of all the fractions. Third, multiply it by same specific number in numerator and denominator of each fraction, which returns denominator value equal to LCM. This is very tricky statement, students. Please understand it properly. What you have to do, you have to multiply the same specific number in numerator and denominator of each fraction, means whichever fraction is. But how you will multiply, you have to make sure that the LCM value should be equal, means the denominator value should be equal to LCM. Now let us have an example, students. Here they have given the example. Here there is a fraction 6 by 1, another fraction 9 by 6. So if there is 6 by 1, 9 by 6 and 1 by 4, there are three fractions over here. First, what is the first statement? Take the LCM of denominator. Here obviously these fractions are in simple form, so you don't have to make sure the first step. First step is normal, all the fractions are in simple form, so first step is not applicable, at least in this example. Second step, take LCM of denominator of all the fractions. That means these are the fractions. Just take denominator. Here denominator is 1, here 6, here 4. Just take LCM of 1, 6 and 4. Students, I hope you know how to take LCM. LCM full form is least common multiples. So you have to take LCM of it, and the LCM of 1, 6 and 4 is 12. So you know LCM value of denominator. This step number 2 will be done, that is 12. Now multiply it by same specific number in numerator and denominator, which returns the denominator value equal to LCM. That means here you just make sure 6 and 1, this is the value. Now what you will do, you have to make sure if you will multiply whichever value, if LCM is 12, then 12 into 1, it will be 12. You have to make sure the denominator should be 12. Here it is 1. So obviously for denominator getting 12, you will multiply both the values with 12. That's why 6 into 12, 72. 1 into 12, 72. You have to make sure that denominator value will be equal to LCM value. LCM value is 12. So here also 6, it is already there. So obviously you will multiply by 2, then you will get 12. So here 6 into 2. And just because you are adding denominator with 2 means you are multiplying 6 into 2. That's why the same value you can take over here. That's why 9 into 2 is 18. Whichever value you are multiplying in denominator, the same value you can take for multiplying in numerator itself. Here 1 by 4. So in 4, 4 3s are 12. That's why I am taking 3 over here. And because I have taken 3 over here, the same value I will multiply over here. That's why it is 3 by 12. So our new fractions will be 72 by 12, 18 by 12 and 3 by 12. Make sure you understand what this statement means. Step number 3. This statement says कि all the denominators first make the LCM, find out the LCM, and after finding the LCM, what you will do? All the denominators should get this value, that is 12. Now here it is 6 by 1. How we will get 12? 1 multiplying by 12, we will get 12. That's why we are multiplying by 12 to the numerator and denominator. We are multiplying 6 by 2. So here we are multiplying by 2 to numerator and denominator. Here it is 1 by 4. So 4 3s are 12. That's why we are taking 3 and we are multiplying 3 by numerator and denominator, and we are getting 3 by 12. I hope you are understanding, students. This is how we can convert unlike fraction to a like fraction. Earlier this was the fraction which is unlike because all the denominators was different, but now it is converted to like because now new fraction is 72 by 12, 18 by 12, 3 by 12. All the denominators are 12, right? That means we have converted the unlike fraction to the like fraction. So this is how, and we can convert the unlike fraction to like fraction. I hope you understood that. Okay, students, so now our next part is whole and unit fraction. What do you mean by whole fraction and what do you mean by unit fraction? First we'll understand what is whole fraction. If numerator and denominator of fraction are same, then it is known as whole fraction. That means here if you have a look, 2 by 2, 5 by 5, 69 by 69, 36, here it is nothing, so it is considered as 1. So if you can see here, the numerator and denominator is same, so it will be considered as whole fraction. Whole fraction, whole fraction, here it is nothing, that means it is considered as whole fraction itself. So this is known as whole fraction. What is a unit fraction? A fraction whose numerator is 1 are the unit fraction. That means all of these fractions whose numerator is 1. 1 by 15, 1 by 25, 1 by 51, 1 by 56, 1 by 45, 1 by 95, etc. But unit fraction means in numerator it will be 1, so it will be known as unit fraction. Whole fraction means the fraction that have numerator and denominator same. That means you will see 2 by 2, 5 by 5, 69 by 69 and 36 by 1. 1 itself is basically it will be considered as nothing. So in numerator if there is 36 and denominator there is 1, so it will be considered as whole fraction itself, means it is 36 value. So whole fraction. So this is how we can say this fraction is an whole fraction and this is a unit fraction. Unit fraction means in numerator there is 1. After that, students, we will understand equivalent fraction. Equivalent fraction can be defined as fraction that may have different numerators and denominators, but they represent same value. That means, students, they have different numerators and denominators. Can you see the example? 9 by 12, obviously they have different numerator and denominator. 6 by 8, different numerators and denominators. 15 by 20, obviously they have different numerators and denominators. 21 by 28, different numerators and denominators. None of these fractions are similar to each other. They all have different numerators and denominators. But when you will actually see divide them carefully, what you will find, even though they have different numerators and denominators, just try to simplify it further. If you will try to simplify it further, 3 3s are 9, 3 4s are 12. That means 3 by 4. 2 3s are 6, 2 4s are 8. That means 3 by 4. 5 3s are 15, 5 4s are 20. That means, yes, 3 by 4. 7 3s are 21, 7 4s are 28. That is 3 by 4. So indirectly, it is looking that, okay, all the fractions are different and different numerators and denominators. But when you will try to simplify these fractions, you will get a same value, which is 3 by 4. That's why these fractions are known as equivalent fraction when you try to simplify the fraction. As you look to the fraction carefully, there are different numerators and denominators, but when you will actually simplify them, you will find all of this fraction have same fraction values, that is 3 by 4. Now students, after this we will have a look to the conversion of percentage to fraction. We have already seen how the fractions are and what are the types of fractions. So now we'll understand the conversion of percentage to fraction. Have a look here students. If a percentage is a mixed fraction, then convert it into simple form. That means if there is a mixed fraction, first thing what you have to do is to convert a mixed fraction to a simple fraction form, that is improper form or a simple fraction form. Divide the obtained fraction by 100. So whatever the fraction we get, we have to divide that fraction by 100. That means this is an example. This is an mixed fraction. So how you will convert into simple form? Yes, we have already seen students. You will multiply these two values, that is 5 into 2, that is 10. That is denominator multiplying by the whole value plus the numerator. That is 5 into 2 is 10 plus 3, that is 13. So 13 by 5 will be our new fraction, right? This is how we can change a mixed fraction to a simple form. After doing this is our first step students, that converting a mixed fraction to a simple form. Now the second thing what we have to do is to divide the fraction by 100. Look here students, 13 by 5, which is already a simple form fraction with us. What you will do, you will just divide it by 100. That means 1 upon 100. And then when you will multiply it, 5 into 100, it will be 500. 13 into 1, obviously it is 13. So result obtained, this is 13 by 500. Result obtained as a fraction. So this is how you can actually convert percentage to the fraction. First step is to convert mixed fraction to simple form and then and then divide the fraction by 100. Next we'll see comparison between fractions. So yeah, our first step while comparison between fraction is make denominator of fraction equal. Convert it into fraction if the denominator is not equal, and if it is already equal, then leave it as it is. Means before making a comparison between the fractions, you have to make sure that denominator is equal. Now compare the fraction by their numerator part. If the numerator part is bigger, whichever part is bigger, then that will be given as the larger value position, or vice versa. If it is lesser, then it will be known as lesser value. Let us see with an example, students. Here there are two fractions. First fraction is 6 by 91 and another fraction is 5 by 91. Compare this fraction. Our first step is not valid over here because our first step itself says if the fractions are equal, if they are already equal, then leave it as it is, like keep it the same as it is. So we are not going to do first step over here because both the denominators are same. So first step for us is not valid. Now go for the second step. Here you can see both the numerators are 6 and 51. See, denominator, you can see both the denominators are same. So we cannot compare by denominator. Numerators are 6 and 51. Obviously we know 6 is less than 51. So here 6 by 91 and 51 by 91. Obviously 51 by 91 will be a greater value than 6 by 91. That means 51 by 91 is bigger than 6 by 91. Let us see with another example, students. Here it is 12 by 15 and 21 by 5. Students, here we have to apply our step number 1 because here we can see both the denominators are different. That is, one denominator is 15 and one is 5. So here you have to convert this denominators or this fraction into like fraction first. I hope you know the how to convert in like fraction, students. We have seen in earlier video how to convert in like fraction. First, what you have to do, you have to take denominators, you have to find LCM of that denominator, and then whatever the LCM is, that value should be here in denominator. So whatever the value, if LCM is, whatever the LCM value will be, they consider it as 15 and 5, and 15 and 5 is there. So what will be the value over here? Basically LCM will be 15 itself. 15 is an LCM over here. So what you will do, 15, so 12 by 15 you will multiply by 1 because 15 value you will get only when you will multiply by 1. So here what you will do, multiply by 1. So 12 by 15 will be as it is because denominator and numerator you will multiply by 1. Here to get 15 you have to multiply by 3. So you will get 15 in denominator because you have to convert into like fraction. So just because you have to convert it into denominator into 15, you will multiply by 3. So our new fraction will be 63 by 15. That is multiplying this whole number by 3 because our LCM value is 15. So our new fractions will be 12 by 15 and 63 by 15. In 63 by 15 and 12 by 15, 15 are the same values, denominators are the same. In numerator this is 12, this is 63, so obviously 63 is greater. That means 63 by 15 is bigger value than 12 by 15. Now I hope you are getting how we will do the comparison between two fractions. Step number 1, you have to check the denominators. If both the denominators are same, then step number 1 is done for us. If the denominators are not same, then you have to convert that denominators or that fractions into like fractions. Like fraction means denominators will be same of that fraction. After conversion, then you will see the upper part because after conversion denominators will be same. So the part below of the fraction will be same. So you will go towards the numerator, and whichever numerator is bigger, you will say okay, this fraction will be bigger than the another one. We'll see you in the next class. Bye bye students. Thank you. Take care.